We are live and we are ready. Welcome, everyone. Brand new league, brand new stream format here. Trying some new things, and I am excited to give it a go here for the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series Duels for the Daytona 500, quote unquote, for next week. Got the Duel 1 just about ready to get underway here. Yeah, some new stuff, all the fancy stuff that you can do in OBS. I'm finally learning to do. It's thank you to some tutorials on YouTube. Blake Warren and Seth Cole also, which is with me here for making the overlay that you will see here in just a moment. But man, and don't mind me if I seem a little bit flummoxed because I went to hit start stream and I saw that there were almost 20 people waiting, and for me that is pretty much unheard of. So forgive me if I seem a little stuttery or a little all over the place. Still getting back into the rhythm of it after IMRC. So, but I got some help here for me tonight. Of course, I mentioned Seth. He's going to be here for Duel 1 only because then he'll be racing in Duel number 2.
Yeah, and kind of scared to death, but glad to at least kind of know what type of storm I'm going to be going into here. I guarantee you, in NASCAR, if there's a driver that's in Duel number 1, they watch and see what happened afterwards in Duel number 2, and especially if you were in Duel number 2, you're watching to see what's happening in Duel number 1. But I just got to get an idea of what the racing is going to be like, but it's going to be good because there's different drivers that are going to be on different agendas here tonight. I know that we're going to be covering this, but I mean, it's drivers that are already locked in, but at the same time, there are drivers that are trying to race their way in, and at the same time, there's a cash prize on the line for Duel winners, so it'll be interesting to see how aggressive drivers get at the end here, kind of play the risk-reward, either take the cash or make sure they have that solidified spot in the 500.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few guys that are locked in based on their qualifying speeds, but then a whole bunch that are going to be trying to make it in. We got probably in total between the two duels, see what I mean? Over 60 drivers. So that means that you're going to have over 20 that are going to be trying, but not going to be making it. So we'll see how that's going to go. And then also calling both duels with me here tonight. A different Joe than most of you probably know. This is Joe Rutkowski. Has a YouTube channel called Joe Rut with, I think, what, 5 zeros, is it?
5 zeros. I do want to change that at some point, but yeah, that's that's what it is.
But great to have you in the booth, man. It has been a very long time.
Yeah, what did we do? Like an IMRC race was the last one. So
Yeah, probably from a couple seasons ago, and then of course when I very first started doing online streams, a couple TDR races. So
yeah, it's
great to
been a
have you,
while.
man.
But yeah, I'm happy to be back. This is my first like stock car race that I've commentated in a while. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's gonna be fun. And unlike Seth, I don't have to get down in the middle of that storm at any point tonight. I get to watch it.
Oh yeah, great to see everybody in chat there. Allie, Brian, Joe, Jeffrey, Matt. I think that's Keith Matson. I see there. All you guys, thank you for coming by. We're going to be in for a good show here. Of course, we got Duel number 1 ready to go here. Quick little rundown about how this is going to work because it might look a little strange when we first get going. So they are going to line up based on their qualifying times, not the order that you see here on the qualifying chart, except for, of course, Jeff Dixon, who will be starting on pole for next week's race, which will be live on the Johto network there, JTN. So be sure to go check that out next week at about the same time. But anyways, Jeff will be starting on pole for this race, and then next week, everyone else is going to pull out onto the track and then get all sorted to the order in which they did their qualifying times. They're going to have 3 laps in order to do that, and then we should have 35 green flag laps of racing. No pit stops are planned. It is set to 1x, so hopefully we'll not need to see any pit stops, of course, unless something goes wrong for any of these drivers. They will not be racing back to the caution flag if it does come out until they take 5 laps to go, and they will be not allowed to block until they get to within 3 laps to go. Just something to keep in mind there. If you cause any cautions, there's only the first caution that you cause. No real penalty. You just have to make sure that you claim it. Beyond that, you do have to go to the back, or if you cause one within 10 laps to go. But you will not be parked based on the number of cautions that you cause. I think that's about the gist of it. We still got a little bit of time here. Seth, I know that you'll be racing in Duel number 2. You said you're going to be watching this to see what it's like. What exactly are you going to be looking for in this duel to kind of gauge maybe how you might approach the second one?
Well, obviously, as in any super speedway race, there's a lot of moving pieces, and here tonight, it's going to, I think, the main focus going to be not necessarily at the front of the field, but back around maybe the 14th to 17th position. Why? Because that'd be the battle for who'd get the final spot in this duel to take part in next Sunday night's race in the 500. By my count, it looks like we got a total of 28 drivers that are going to be in this run here in the first duel, and only 14 drivers are going to be able to race their way in through this duel. We've got 5 drivers that are locked in, obviously Jeff Dixon with the pole position, another 4 drivers locked their way in, being in the top 10 in terms of qualifying speed, and then we also have another driver, I believe Thomas Philbrick, who would have been in this duel. He is locked into the 500 as well, so there's going to be 14 open slots here. So by my count, with us having a total of 28 some odd drivers, there's going to be somewhere around maybe 10 to 12 drivers that are going to miss out on making the 500. So yeah, that's what my main focus is going to be, and that's going to be watching some of these guys towards the rear of the field, how progressively they're going to make their way up towards the front. Are they going to try and get to the top 10? Or are they going to try and stay in the top 15? There's going to be a lot of strategy in this one too, because we heard from League Admin Randall Coleman, there's not going to be a pit stop in this race. So it's basically you got what you got, you're positioned where you're positioned, and you've either got to gain or lose spots based off of the people around you. I'll tell you what, I am going to be focusing a lot on those guys that are locked in to try and figure out around me, is this guy locked in? Is he not locked in? Because every position is going to matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Please forgive my heater as it starts to come on. You're probably going to hear that a little bit, but I think now it's time to reveal the proper stream here. Da, 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 da. There we go. We got a ticker. We got some graphics. Looks awesome. Which, again, thank you, Seth, for throwing that together kind of last minute. Let's see. Get everything else pulled up and ready to roll. We're just about to kick it to the race session here. Joe, of course, just being up here in the booth, though. Anything in particular that you're going to be looking for throughout the course of races number 1 and 2?
I think, like Seth said, you're going to have to watch that mid-pack and towards the back where drivers are going to be getting desperate as we get down later in this race, where they're like, well, I need those spots, and at some point you're going to have to force issues that you don't want to normally force. And I think when we get down towards the end of these races, you're going to see some aggressive driving by those people back there that know they're not locked in. They need to do something heroic to try and get into the 500. So we'll see what happens towards the end of these races, but I think that's where I'm going to be focusing. Like Seth, it's going to be around that mid-pack area towards the back where, drivers are going to be on edge, not knowing if they're going to make it or not.
Yeah, and please forgive me, Joe, the other Joe that is, reminded me that the actual 500 is not until February 20th, so the actual day of the real-life 500. I apologize for that.
Yeah, you would think being a driver I'd remember that, but oh well.
No, it's all
Old
good.
man memories.
But thank you, Joe, for reminding me. So yeah, tune into the Johto Network for that, and then a couple other races throughout the season. All other races will be here on Top Dragster, as we have kicked it to the race session. Again, the order that you see them in right now is not the order that they are going to start in. They're going to have a couple laps to get themselves sorted and ready to go. Of course, Jeff Dixon here in the number 14 will be the only driver who will keep that spot. Everyone else is going to be moving about wherever they need to go.
Yeah, that lineup, we may have some drivers in the field here tonight. We may not have some drivers in the field here tonight. Obviously, when you end up seeing the ticker on the top of the screen, when they eventually go green, you'll see the drivers that actually are taking part. But as you mentioned, Andrew, Jeff Dixon's on the pole. Jessica Shelton is going to be lining up to his outside in second. Tony Roberson and Jacob Smentana, they're going to be in row 2, and Matt Watkins, who qualified fifth. Those are the 5 drivers that absolutely will start up inside of the top 10 for the 500 on the 20th. Then Jovan Anderson, he's currently going to be in 6th. Peter Smentana will be in 7th. 8th place will be Michael Mangrum. And then row 5 finds Doug Lockrow and Ricky Collette. Looks like someone might have missed the grid here, so they'll have a little bit of extra time for the lineup. Pedro Lucas and Dunn LaPrade, they're going to be in row 6. Ali Lyara and Bill Ryan, they're going to be in row 7. Then you got Sean Whitehill and Cody Luke, they're in row 8. Edifer Duran and Perry Bond, they're in row 9. And then completing the top 20, Dale Cole Jr. and James Moore. Got Ken Squires and Bill Moranin. They're lined up in the next row. Sean Romero and Daniel Cordozo. They're going to line up in the 12th row. 13th row finds Mike Wiley and Ryan Lusk. 14th row and 27th is John Foreman with Chris Akin alongside. Gary Piccolo and Tyler Stallhood. They'll be back in 29th and 30th. Demario Chambers and Jonathan Feld. I don't believe either of them are in the field, but they would have been scheduled to roll off in the next row. And then it would have been Ryan Adema, Joshua 2, Frank Divins, and Trisha Ann. I believe down to around row 15 is the drivers that are in the field here tonight. A couple intermittent in that top 30, not in the field as well. But if you didn't show up tonight, you're not going to be able to be in the 500. So for those that showed up this evening, at least they've given themselves a chance.
Yeah, I will say the pole sitter already having some warp issues. I'm noticing that, blinking out a bit and really looking kind of stuttery. So we'll see if they even let him start on pole at least tonight. See him down there in the apron. He definitely knows it. We've seen Jeff Dixon do some good things at plate tracks. Won the season opener in IMRC at Talladega. Of course, we streamed that from season number 11. Now here in this next gen mod, and that's kind of the big deal about this series. It is this is early access still, from what I understand. It's not 100% finished, but this is the product that we got right now, which credit to Thomas Philbrick and the guys over at FCRD. If I have that acronym wrong, please forgive me. It looks awesome. It looks really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of racing it produces. Some of y'all probably caught the preseason Thunder race that JTN did. Got kind of a sneak peek of what racing could look like with these cars from the Under Armour Speedway, and now here at Daytona in proper combat. They're just about ready to go. As like I said, they're going to have about 3 laps here in order to get themselves situated. Of course, Jeff Dixon looks like they're going to let him stay up there, at least for the time being.
They're already saving fuel on the apron.
Yeah. I mean, 38 laps in total. I mean, that's probably close to iffy as far as going the whole way, but I think overall they should be okay, especially since they're going to be under slow speed here for these first few laps. Who knows? Maybe if they get it all situated before they take lap 3, they might go green early, but that remains to be seen. There's Jovan Anderson, a driver that we've seen on here quite a few times. And, of course, Jessica Shelton. Of course, we saw Jeff Dixon. There's Toby Roberson. And I think first time seeing him on the channel. And the number 64, been around for a while. Good to see him out here. Of course, Matt Watkins. Some of probably the most competitive drivers that you will see in NR today are going to be in this league. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch throughout the season. And it is a long season as well. We're technically kicking it off tonight. They will properly kick it off on February 20th. But then from there, we're going to pretty much follow mostly the real-life schedule, of course, with some changes. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm wanting to say that there's like 36 or 38 races throughout the season.
Yeah, it's it's a long season for sure. A lot of different tracks that they're going to, a lot of different configurations. We've got asphalt tracks, we've got dirt tracks. I mean, yeah, it's a very complete schedule in terms of the types of racetracks we're going to be going to, and there's going to be some strengths and weaknesses for certain drivers during the course of the schedule as well. Some places they'll have circled on their calendars, and other places that they'll be heading into just hoping to survive, maybe finish on the lead lap. And you were talking about the connection problems there for pole sitter Jeff Dixon. He completely disappeared from my screen. He might be falling out of the server. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's one guy that is awfully happy that he is locked into the Daytona 500
Oh,
field,
wow.
because imagine the scenario if he was outside of the top 10 in speeds coming into tonight and was having these connection issues now.
Yeah. Yeah, he briefly reappeared there, and I think the caution, like the game caution at least, has properly come out now, so I'm not sure if maybe that's going to mess some things up here or not.
Yeah, the 61 half spun in 3 and 4.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was on the banking, and I think he gassed it to get up towards his spot, and because he was on the banking, it turned him to the right, and I thought he was gonna take out a few cars. Luckily, they were going slow enough, but I mean, yeah, that could cause issues.
Yeah, you said that was the 61?
It looked like the 61
Hmm.
M&M car.
Oh, the M&M car, okay, yeah.
That'd be
I think
Pedro Lucas.
I'm having trouble finding him.
You know, it's interesting you bring up that point there, Joe, about, possible contact here under caution. When we ran the test race at Under Armour Super Speedway, which was over on JTN, we ran with realistic damage, and I thought that maybe these drivers were going to have to contend in this scenario with potentially realistic damage in these duels, but it is moderate damage, so keep an eye on some of the hits if we have some cautions here, because obviously speed is detrimental if you have contact with the front end of the race car, not necessarily with the back end of the race car. But I don't know, NR is one of those finicky sims where a car that looks like it's done for the day somehow manages to still finish up inside the top 5, and then at the same time what you think is just a little dent is all of a sudden got that car minus 10 miles per hour once they get up to speed. So that's going to be something interesting to keep an eye on in this one too.
Yeah, sometimes the hood's just bowed up and you lose all pace. Meanwhile, the whole rear end could be off the car, but you could still be right up to pace.
Yeah, you're full like an Eric Jones Clash deal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It don't have to be pretty, it just has to be fast.
That's exactly it. Great to see Thomas in the chat there, man. Appreciate everything that you did with this mod. Looks fantastic. I just hope that I can do it justice with my mediocre commentary. You can definitely tell who's the more seasoned commentator in this chat. Hi, Seth and Joe.
I've done too many commentaries.
When you say seasoned, you make me think I'm a roasted chicken.
Well, hey, we're just here to have some fun. Of course, put the word out there about NR Online. Again, yeah, you see the next gen mod in front of you, so the mods are still being made for this game. You see the size of the field here. This is Duel 1, and we are just shy of 30 cars.
This is the whole. This is just half.
Yeah, this is not the whole. This is half. And we have 28, looks like, drivers that will officially be taking the green flag here. Of course, everyone in chat also be sure to give me some feedback about how the graphics look, how the stream quality is. Mess with a couple other settings. Of course, I have my Ethernet cable plugged in as well. Not sure if that's going to make too big of a difference, but just trying things out. Kind of using this almost as like a test and tune session before we properly get started with streaming the rest of the races. Seth
Well,
does
looks
an awesome
like we're
job with Duracell Cup, so is this someone referencing Duracell Cup there?
Looks like we're gonna have maybe an extra lap taken off of what we were gonna officially have. We were going to run 35 laps in total. We're gonna take the 3 laps of the 38 to get lined up. But I think to your point, the half spin there by Pedro Lucas in the 61, bringing the pace car out, has added an extra lap. Either that or the fact that when Jeff Dixon blinked out, it scored him 1 lap down. Of course, in 2003, it will run an extra lap under pacing if there are any drivers that are -1 or more. So the lights should go out this time, and we would actually have officially 34 laps here in duel number 1.
Yeah. It took me till just now to find Pedro, so I am gonna click back here very quickly to see maybe what exactly caused that here. So bear with me here for just a moment. Gonna fast forward a little bit. I know you can't really see the controls on the bottom here, but this is just a quick check to see exactly what happened. So I'm just fast forwarding it through. Up down in the apron there. All still looks good.
Tell you what I think is going to be fun in this race, though, too, to be able to observe is the fact that, I can count a good dozen drivers that I've seen pick up victories at super speedways, whether it be Daytona, whether it be Talladega, some of those fantasy super speedways, but it doesn't matter which track it is. When you come to a super speedway, it's the great equalizer. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe some of these guys that are back outside of the top 10, even back in the 20s, if they're going to be able to work their way up here to the front. Because let's not forget, another thing that drivers can do here today, not only lock themselves into the 500, but you look at some of these guys back there, like I'm looking at, Edifer, Perry, Cole Jr., Squires, Moranin. These are guys that right now, if the race were to end at this point in time, they'd be locked into the final few rows. But if they finish up inside of the top 5 or up inside of the top 10, that improves their starting position for the 500.
Absolutely, so that can definitely play a little bit of strategy there. Pretty much to make it easy for everybody, the way to think about it is the top 14 drivers who are not already locked in will lock themselves, or race their way in rather, through this race. And then same should go probably for the second duel once that rolls around. That's pretty much how it's going to work. Of course, everyone getting lined up. Looks like Jessica Shelton will be leading them to the proper green flag here as Jeff Dixon has stepped back here after those lag issues. Looks a little better now, but we'll see how that might affect him throughout the night. With any luck, we'll be getting 1 to green here, and we'll properly be kicking off the Pro Cup Series.
Looks like the reason for the 61 spinning, his wheel dropped off his desk.
Oh, yeah, that will
That'll do
cause a problem. Yeah, I was like, I took a look there, and I was actually very surprised that it was a caution. He didn't go more than 90 degrees around, and he kept moving. So I am surprised at that. But hey, the game saw something there that it didn't like and put it out. I don't know how much messing around with GNL that I'll do, but I'll at least keep that locked away in the back of my mind. But yeah, we'll definitely try to maybe mess around with it then. So we are at 1 to green. We'll be taking the green flag properly here to answer Matt's question from earlier. We will be going all the way to the end here at the end of 38 to go. Or 30. Oh my gosh. Seth, I'm so glad you're here, and Joe.
Words are hard.
Maybe you'll think about that after I tell you I made a mistake on the driver that is locked in to the 500 in this duel. I said that Thomas Philbrick was scheduled to be in this duel, but actually no, he would have been in duel number 2. It's actually James Moore who is locked into the 500 that would have been in this duel. It doesn't look like he's in the field here tonight, so
yeah, he is.
More than likely. Is he? Okay, again, maybe you're going to regret that I'm here. Old man brain, old man eyes, you get the whole package.
I think that Randall and Thomas are both going to regret having decided to choose me to stream most of the season. Sorry. but hey, we'll have some fun bringing it to the masses. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. This is awesome to see. But what's going to be even more awesome to see are these guys getting ready to go racing for the first time in the Pro Cup Series preseason. Duel 1 underway at Daytona.
Inside line formed up a lot better here at the initial start. There was a couple of car lengths between Tony Roberson and Matt Watkins, who now is going to dive from top to bottom. Inside line, everybody's going to be trying to get to that inside line early on there. You see the 64 goes down low.
Yeah, so far everyone's dropping down there. That just hurts the outside at the moment, but if they can get some numbers formed up, they'll be back.
Oh,
Oh,
Rennie!
that's an early crash. 43, and this is upside down already, and the big one
Oh,
with the 09 to the fence.
oh, the 8. Oh, yeah. That's
Oh, some tumbling there. Daryl Cole.
16 is stopped. He's just trying to make sure he gets through it, or he's checking on the 88 to make sure he's all right.
Might be waiting to see if he can maybe flip that car back over.
Wow. Ryan Lusk going for a spin there. And there's Sean Whitehill on the grass. We saw Ali Leara stop pretty much, trying to miss that. I think that was Ediver Leal that went into the fence. Looks like some damage also on Ken Squires, number 25. Man, first lap under green looked like just a bad bump possibly on, I think that was the 43
Yeah.
of
I've got to tell you
Peter Smetana.
guys, not only here in Duel 1, but in Duel 2, a phrase you will be saying a lot is stack up. That's exactly what happened there. I mean, there's such a checkup. You saw so many drivers migrating down to the inside line. Well, when that happens, you've got so many drivers that accordion from the front to the back, and that was what happened in the midway portion of the field.
Yeah, with the CTS physics, which these guys are running here, that can happen very easily in the corners because it produces such big runs. You'll just get that checkup and that stack up running right behind Ricky Collette, number 2. And then I think that was Pedro Lucas that just wasn't quite ready for that checkup. Got into the 43, and then, of course, everyone just flying behind him. James Moore spun around. There's Cole flipping. And then a couple other hits there, 25, 12. Leal flying. Not what you want to see this early.
I saw a ton of drivers that either took wild barrel rolls or hit with the front end, the 09, the 25, the 43, obviously the 88. I'm going to tell you this right now, at least for the moment, these are guys that would be battling for those final spots in the 500. It may come down to a race of survival of who's going to get those potential final 500 positions if these guys are able to continue. Even if you're 20, 30 miles off the pace, you got to stay in this race because every position's going to matter.
Yeah, it could turn into a race of attrition. So he's got to, even if you're losing the draft, you got to stay out there. We see, there's a lot on pit road trying to get whatever they can repaired.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, with the car count where it is, anything is possible. And of course, like you said, sometimes a car could look absolutely killed, and yet it'll be able to keep up just fine. So we'll see how that's gonna play a factor here. We'll come back to the live shot.
Obviously, being up here in the booth, give me an idea, be able to formulate some strategy for the second duel. That wreck took place around where I would have started in duel number 2, so I don't think you'll be seeing me up at the front very early on when the green flag drops for the upcoming duel. I think I'm going to be getting out of Dodge as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You might want to just say you're lagging. You might want to be like, hey, I'm lagging. I'm going to drop to the back. You don't see me lagging, but I see myself lagging.
You pull a Jeff Dixon there. Wow. Well, yeah, it can happen. Of course, Jessica Shelton going to hold on to that lead. Jacob Smetana now into second with Jovan Anderson third, Toby Roberson, and that's Mike Mangrum in 5th place in the 08. He was leading the outside charge there when the caution happened. So holding on to 5th at the moment. Dunlop Pratt, Matt Watkins, Billy Ryan, Doug Lockrow, and Ricky Collette will be the top 10 at the time being.
Looks like the Daytona 500 will not be in the future of Dale Cole Jr. He has had his number 88 pushed back to the garage area, so tough break there, especially in the early stages. I mean, it's bittersweet when you get taken out in a wreck like this late in the race because you know that at least you were up there with a shot. But when you don't even get out of the blocks and you're already out of the race, I mean, that's a heartbreak.
Yeah. Made what, 3/4 of a lap, if that?
If that.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
A couple guys taking some precautionary pit stops here. There's Phil Parker. We also saw John Foreman involved in that wreck. There's Cardozo, whose first name is escaping me because I can't see the ticker.
Daniel.
Daniel. That's what I thought. Also saw Mike Wiley there in the 98.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at the comments here, and I saw Intimidator 68. He brought up a good point where it always seems like there's one duel where all heck breaks loose, and then there's a second duel that it's calm, and everybody just minds their P's and Q's. And he's saying that hopefully his duel, the second duel, is going to be calm. I'm on board with that. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, also bear in mind, I mean, right now they're running on the day version for Duel 1. Duel 2 will be on the night version of this track.
Good point.
So something a little different. I mean, I'm not really going to speculate much. All I'll say is that at least in real life, Duel 2 has generally been, I think, the more chaotic one. But hey, knock on wood. That the commentators
knock on
curse
a lot of wood for my sake, please.
does not kick in too hard here. Should be taking 1 to green this time. And Shelton in the lead. Colorful number 94. Knows how to get it done on these plate tracks. Of course, Govern Anderson up there. This is the first time that I've seen Jacob Smetana on track. So I'll be interested to see how he does. Of course, Peter. Not sure what the relation is between those two. Of course, going for a ride there. Yeah, there he is on pit road in the number 43, the Sunoco machine. I will also take this opportunity to say, these schemes, I know a number of different painters made these. Seth, you made a few of them. But pretty much all of these, they are just perfect. I mean, I know probably the number going forward is, you kind of have some mixed opinions, but I mean, I don't think that anyone could argue about just how awesome these schemes are looking and on the cars. Credit to everyone who painted these things.
Absolutely. I mean, as soon as these templates dropped, I snapped them up and I went right to painting to figure out, just exactly how you approach the template. And the job that they did on these cars is incredible. Makes it so easy as a painter. And to your point, these schemes all the way through the field, I haven't seen one that I don't like. Some drivers have it with the number pushed forward. Some drivers have it where the old school number would be right on the center of the door. But every single one of these cars look absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you what, I mean, that's a big reason why people tune into races as well, is just for the visual spectacle of the schemes that these drivers have. So tell you what, keep it here, keep it on JTN all during the course of the season, because I know that there's a lot of drivers that have secondary schemes, tri-terry schemes, special schemes. I mean, it's going to be a lot of good-looking liveries during the course of this year.
Real beauties there. And we're going to be taking the green flag here on lap 11. Again, it's Shelton and Smetana here on the front row, back to racing. And a great jump there, actually, for the 42. We'll see what he's able to do with that outside line.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I can second that.
That sums it up. What more do you need to say?
Yeah, now they're starting to fall back a little bit out there, but once they get up to speed, things could change. But yep, now everyone's starting to migrate to that inside line. We see, I think that is the 74 of LaPrade who jumped down there. Now it's Smetana all by himself. 64 of Toby Roberson trying to get up there. And now they're trying to form it up. A little bit squirrely coming off the corner there, but we are going to complete our first green flag lap here with Shelton in the leads. 42 just took the nose off of Ricky Collette.
I thought you called it too early. I was like, those guys back there aren't going to make it a lap, but
No. Wow, that was close.
Boy, it's really going to be interesting to see here as well, the drivers on the inside and the drivers on the outside, how they approach side-by-side battles, because I'm already seeing the drivers on the inside, they're pushing up just a little bit through the center of the corner, whereas when you're on that outside line, the instinct is to pinch that car down that's to your left to make sure that you get the better exit off the corner, and that sometimes leads to some door banging and some contact when they come off of turn 4 especially.
That could lead to all kinds of trouble, yeah, just a little door bang. It doesn't take much in terms of contact to send one of these cars around. Of course, we saw that with the 43. I mean, that's just NR racing. As Roberson now trying the outside, we saw the 74 try it, was able to duck back in line. Doesn't look like the 64 is going to be as lucky, although he might get a bit of break here with Colette. Number 2, the JTN machine. Of course, one of the color commentators over there. Of course, yeah, JTN does a phenomenal job. Was calling these races. Shout out to Joe and Bristol. Love you guys. Joe Toriansky, that is. Make sure you give Bristol a good belly rub for me.
Look at those two still trying that outside, the 74. Oh, now they got some help with the 42 as well, so they started to make some progress on the outside, and some are seeing that. They're saying, all right, let's try this, right? It's early on the race, and as long as it's not too big of a... It's the actually almost slip into them, so maybe it is a little bit of a risk, but you gotta try it at this stage of the race, see what it's like, you know? How can you make it work? How many cars, you know, do you need to make it work? So we'll see if they can try and maintain, but so far it looks like they're going to be dropped back. There's only 3 of them out there compared to basically the field on the inside.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure all 3 of those guys are locked in already, so they got really nothing to lose. Might as well give it a shot, see how it goes. I mean, this could even tell them a little bit about how the actual race itself will go come February. So, just trying some different stuff there. I mean, it's definitely breaking up the inside line a little bit. I can tell that the 8 of Cody Luke not able to suck up to the 2 of Colette quite as well now that they're side by side. You also got the 11 of Billy Ryan just kind of caught in limbo there. Perry Bone behind him. But they're right now right on the edge of the guys who are going to be able to make it in. We're going to check back here just to see who's keeping up at the moment. I see Mike Wiley and Ali Lara have kind of fallen off the pack. There's Ediver Leal who went flying. Still holding about 184, but struggling a bit. And then there's Pierce Smetana and Ken Squires. They appear to be the most off the pace at the moment. But now the outside line's starting to form a little bit more. You've got Colette who has jumped up there with them.
Yeah, they're trying some stuff. Let's see.
Try it, see how it goes. You never know. The more cars you get up there, the stronger it could be.
Yeah, all they need really, 1 or 2 more. I think they can make it start to hang. So if someone out up in front sees it, wants to try it, they could maybe make it work. But so far, no one at the front 5 really think about that quite yet. They're kind of liking where they are right now. They're like, all right, let's not risk this too much. And these guys are like, oh, come on. I want to go.
Let's go. Yeah,
A long ways to go in this one. I've just been keeping my eye towards the back of the pack. Jeff Dixon, who had the connection issues, it settled out. He was able to get back in the lead lap. He's made his way back up into the top 20. So all 6 of the drivers in this duel that were already locked into the 500 are running up inside of the top 20, which means that the 83 of Ryan Lusk in the 20th position would be the last driver to make the 500 if the race were to end right now. The 77 right behind him is trying to catch him. That would be that battle for the final spot in the 500 in this duel.
And there you go. And they're pretty much, all part of the lead draft. So just about everybody in this lead draft is in as it stands. Of course, 77 trying to do that, but I think he's probably content just to see that field in front of him for the time being. But, yeah, time could run out here in a hurry. We're already closed it in on the halfway point of this duel. And that outside line looking pretty well formed up now, but it still looks like they're pretty much drawn even with the inside line, just hanging right there next to Cody Luke, barely able to get up to the 32 of Doug Lockrow.
They have the numbers, but I think they just need a few more. If they got like 1 or 2 more, they could start making progress. As you mentioned, they're maintaining up there with a little fewer cars, but they need probably 1 or 2 more to make it work. But right now they're kind of rallying through 3 and 4, trying to make it on the outside there, and see the inside really having a hard time keeping it closer together. The outside with the wider radius, they're able to keep it more in each other's bumpers and get better drafting going.
Yeah, that'll also be something interesting to see. I'll just mention this super quickly. With this new mod, you're not really sure how the hitboxes respond whenever they're bumping in the or bumping on the straightaways rather. Different mods do react differently to that, even if the physics are the same. That can vary quite a bit. Like generally, if you're bumping in the Gen 4, it's a little more iffy than if you're bumping in one of the Gen 6 mods. And of course, a whole new animal right here. So some of these guys also trying to feel that out, perhaps.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, and right when you were talking about that, I don't know if it was a little bit of chain bumping or just maybe a little bit of an uneven bump, but the 42 almost got out of shape on the back straightaway when he was trying to shove Ricky Colette. It seems like these Fords up on the top side, they have a straightaway where they can keep the bumpers locked up and they make some really good straightaway speed, but then the following straightaway, they don't get
Oh, boy.
themselves all put together, as that is Ken Squires, I believe, and the 25 that they got to maneuver their way around. But it just seems like they get the momentum, but they can't keep the momentum consistent.
Yeah, that was a little iffy there with Squires kind of going out of the way at the last second. Peter Smetana just decided to bail out and dove down to the apron, slowed down, and let everybody by. Not looking too good for those guys making the 500 at the moment.
Scared a lot of guys on the outside there.
Oh, I'm sure. I wasn't sure if they were thinking, oh, geez, are we going to have to split him or
A
what's
lot
going to
of them
happen?
lifted and were like, I'm just gonna drop to the back of this because I don't know what I'm gonna have to do when I get there. That kind of hurt the outside a little bit, but we'll see if some more people start to get back up there. But you can see now the 8's cleared and we're getting some more clearing the bottom. So we got another car up against the wall.
That's the 09 of Ediver Leal. Credit to him, still trying to hang in there despite pretty much hitting the catch fence. But gonna keep it out of the way. No problem. Oh no! Got a little bit of contact there. That's actually gonna put him in the wall. That's Lusk, I believe. Trying to save it, and he does. Wow.
These cars look so unstable when they get into like some weird air pocket area where, like, you know, if middle or something, they just don't seem like they're handling that well at the moment.
Yeah, that could be the track. That could be the cars. Not too sure. Maybe the setup. But I think that got everyone's heart rate going a bit there. That could cost Lusk dearly, though. Yes, Seth, you were mentioning that he was pretty much one of the last guys in there. With how many guys that were locked in were in the pack, but now he is in jeopardy of losing the draft here. So
Yeah,
that could give the last spot to the 77.
I think he's lost the draft. I think you're absolutely right. I don't see him within the distance necessary to get the toe off the back of the 77. So if you are Bill Moran, let's try that again.
Oh!
Murnahan, you
I say
are
Murnahan.
hoping. Yeah, Murnahan. If you're him, you are hoping and praying that these other 19 drivers ahead of you do not wreck, because you want to have this thing go green all the way to the finish and secure that final spot. If a wreck takes place ahead, then all that strategy's out the window.
Exactly. I was starting to get the train going here. To answer Darren's question, we're on lap 23 of 38 at the moment. Maybe that would be one little improvement I could do, is try to make the lap count visible. I'll give it my best shot within this about a little over a month that I have between now and the next race I'll be doing for this series. Jeff Dixon, of course, nearly making contact and nearly into trouble, but we're all keeping it straight. We're on lap 24 now, so that is 15 laps to go in the first duel. We saw the early trouble. So far they've been keeping it fairly clean ever since. A couple near misses, but so far so good. Again, knocking on wood.
You might have to do that when we get later on in the race, because I don't know if it's going to be as calm as it is right now when we get down towards the end, but
No.
that too keeps trying the outside, and it may be the death of him, but say he's trying, and the car to his inside got loose there, but he's trying to make it work. It's just no numbers up there right now. There's only 5 of them up there.
Yeah, they've dropped back quite a bit, but Colette's giving it a shot. I mean, hey, why not, you know? But, yeah, he is not locked in, though, from what I'm seeing. Ooh, we might go 3 wide here. There's the warp back of Dixon.
Wow.
That was a little iffy there, but they're all going to keep it settled. As looks like James Ward's now going to give that outside lane a shot in the 03. Of course, he's locked in, being one of the main financial providers for this series. So credit and shout out to him, as there goes the 14 once again. Oh no! Oh, it's going to spin him around.
No caution, though. It was down below the double yellow line, so I don't think the yellow flag's going to come out for that.
And he has not even
Oh, we got
returned
a
either.
car almost spinning on the front straightaway, too. The 43 nearly looped it around, but he keeps it going, so we're still green.
Phew, yeah, 43, I think, was trying to get out of the way, and it almost was his undoing as Pedro Lucas gets shuffled out of the line. I mean, it's to the point now that it's like, if you're, one of these guys, like, in the top 10 on this single file line, like Perry Bone, for instance, not locked in, easily locked in with where he's running, though. Do you just keep it there, or do you maybe trying to get another spot or two to try to improve your starting position?
I'm sticking where I'm at. I
Yeah.
think if I'm anybody right now up inside of the top 10, top 15, I'm staying exactly where I am. I'm not going to force the issue and get myself into trouble. One thing we have to do, though, guys, is move the elimination bar up a position now because Jeff Dixon, with that issue, he has gone to the garage area. He's out of this race, which means that he is locked into the 500, and now it will be the top 19 that make it in. So right now, the 77 of Bill Murnahan, he is in the 19th spot. Ryan Lusk, who is way back there, would be the first man out. So we're looking at the top 19 right now of the drivers that would make it into the 500, including also the 14 of Jeff Dixon.
And that 83 right now is praying for a caution. The 77 is hoping that anything but a caution happens.
Yeah, he's like half a lap ahead of him. He can't even see him if he looks in the mirror if he wanted to. So, he's got it played out right now. Just hoping that these guys up here, these front 18 in this pack, they keep themselves going straight. No incidents, no contact, whatever. Everything just goes fine. And so far, with only 3 cars trying to make a move on the outside, looking good for these front 19 drivers so far. A caution, unlikely at this point with only 3 cars on the outside.
Knock on wood, that is.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
How many times have you knocked on wood so far? We gotta have a
that's
knock on
3
wood
for me.
counter for this race.
1 for me.
But yeah, I mean, do you even risk it at this point, knowing that pretty much everybody in this lead draft, minus 1 even, looks like Murnahan might be starting to lose it himself. But pretty much, yeah, everyone in that draft is good. They're in. Even Bill Murnahan, who's starting to lose it, like I said. So, do you even dare take the risk at this point?
Okay, so you're asking me as a broadcaster, and my advice is no. Let's remember, these are racers. The racers are out there because they want to finish in one position and one position only, and that is first place. So these guys, even though right now they would be safe, you're looking here at Jovan Anderson, you're looking at the 08 of Mangrum, the 15 of Watkins, 32 of Lockrow. They've been content to ride behind Jessica Shelton here for these last 29 laps or so, but I guarantee you, we start getting down to 3, 2, even the final lap in this race. They want the extra spot. There's a cash prize on the line, let's not forget here as well. So that's just a little extra incentive for these drivers. So the broadcaster in me says stay where you are, but the racer in me is saying get every position you can.
I think that this is where they might not take the risk, right? They're not going to make the crazy move, but I think they'll be respectful if they make a move, right? They're not going to go all crazy like and start trying to, get a really big push or start making it 3 wide. They're going to probably, keep it respectful, keep it calm. I definitely say that before the end of this race, we're going to see some drivers in this main pack make a move to the outside to try and at least improve their position, if not get up to the win.
Yeah, I mean, it's only $5, but I completely forgot
I would take that.
I think anyone would. It's money. Why not?
It's free money.
Yeah. 8 laps to go. Dale, you definitely, that was a very majestic flip. You definitely got move of the race. That's for sure. Yeah, I definitely need to find some way to get the lap counter somewhere onto the picture. I will find some means to do that. But right now we are at 8, coming to 7 to go. I can tell you that right now. I'll try to keep that updated as we take each lap. Pretty much everyone's still looking content as it is. Toby Roberson and further back there looking to try something. But Jessica Shelton has led every single lap pretty much since we started. And is looking pretty good at the moment. But yeah, when is that move going to come from the 93 or the 08, the 15 and company?
Seth, as a racer, when would you make the move? When would you want to go?
Honestly, I think if I wanted to make a move here, I'd probably want to make it with 2 to go. I know a lot of people want to wait until the final lap, but To be honest, with how close these guys are bumper to bumper, there's not enough room to be able to get a toe, be able to get a run, and get momentum to make a move. So I think that I would try and make that move at 2 to go, see how many drivers move up there with me. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, then you can obviously fall to the back and just keep yourself in a 500 position. But I think if you make it on the final lap, it's too late. You're just not going to have the momentum. So you got Ricky Colette down below the double yellow line there.
Ooh, man, he kept it on track there. We have 6 to go now. In this race, there's some smoke there in turn 1. Not too sure what happened there. We got a pack of cars a little ways up the road here. That looks like they're all going to try to work together here. Maybe try to keep it on the lead lap.
Now, I know it's not exactly a battle at the forefront of our screens, but we got a pack of 4 back here running from 20th to 23rd, 16, 70, 98, and 83. If a wreck takes place up here in this lead pack, these are the drivers that could kind of be the buzzards that pick the bones and maybe snipe a spot or two in the 500 field. They are within striking distance that if we had a wreck, they might be able to pick up some spots before the start-finish line, so bear that in mind. And
to what Soiled in the chat there said, that's probably what I'll end up doing, just to simplify it. But yeah, Seth, maybe I'll need your assistance with at some point. But 5 to go now, officially. And I'm actually very surprised at how hard that pack of 4 is racing each other. The 83 and the 70 have almost collided a few times here. And now the 83 almost hits the 25. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this pack catches them. Which, yeah, trying to lap 4 guys, that's going to get a little spicy. We got 4 to go now. In this race, again, pretty much everyone in this line locked into the 500 as it stands at the moment. It's just gonna be a matter of trying to gain some spots to try to improve your starting position, maybe trying to get a shot at that little cash prize there. James Moore giving it a shot on the outside with Pedro Lucas, getting to the outside of Phil Parker, Toby Roberson there as well. They're all going to get by the 26. Looks like Colette's going to try. And last thing I will point out, I am actually interested to see maybe what's going on with Cody Luke. He has maintained like half a car length to a car length gap to the car in front of him this entire time.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that could work to his advantage.
Yeah, you have to wonder if he's like, just testing the run, right? He's like laying back there. He's been doing that, as you said, this whole run. He has left that car length and a half, even 2 car length gap. You have to wonder if he's, trying to test out those runs. As you can see now, the outside's starting to come a little bit. We're starting to get a little bit of a run forming up.
Dunlaprad now. We got 3 laps to go. But Dunlaprad leading the outside. Watkins peeking, maybe. Him and Doug Lockrow have run a lot of races together, so I wonder if maybe they're trying to make something work. I see a gap now with the 08, so maybe they're trying to set up those runs. They're going to save it.
Wow.
What a save it, James Moore.
Oh, they're still not done. All right, everyone, we're fine. That's amazing.
2 laps to go. They somehow saved that. Jacob Smetana and James Moore there. Toby Roberson. Man, what a job that was there. But that might hurt the outside and them trying to get that run now that everyone's a little more scattered.
The 08 backing up.
News. They kept it pointed in the right direction, and they're still in the lead pack. So, yeah, heart-stopping moment, but they're still in a 500 position.
Man, I thought that was going to be it. Yeah, look at the push that Watkins is giving to the 08 now. But he's still maintaining that gap. We are coming to the white flag in duel number 1. Who's going to take the victory? A little cash prize here. And the first win. Is that going to be a caution? 42 spins. Caution is out, and it is official for Jessica Shelton. Jessica Shelton has won it.
Oh! The 8 has gone around. I think the 29. No, it's the 11. I'm sorry, just slammed the outside wall.
As long as he can keep it going, he'll be fine because he'll be able to maintain his position.
Yeah, he's trying to get down the track without getting hit. There we go.
Should be okay. Cross the line 10th.
Well,
should be allowed to keep that.
Inside wall.
Yeah, trying to make that turn is very difficult.
He just got disqualified. The 11 just got DQ'd.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Wow.
Oh, the 70 just got turned at the line.
Oh my gosh.
Foreman. Turned by Ryan Lusk. I mean, they were out anyway.
You know what was going on there? They saw the 11 got DQ'd. That was the battle for the final transfer spot, I think, into the 500.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you might be right. I didn't even think of that.
So my big question here is, the 11 went around, the 8 was through the grass. We had the spin there with the 42. That wreck back there around the 16th position. I mean, with all these drivers wrecking, yes, they crossed the start finish line, but because they didn't maintain pace speed, does that drop them to the back in the final finish results? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Randall's gonna and the other admins are gonna call that. I mean, the 11, he didn't really do anything that egregious. He was just trying to turn around, and then got DQ'd. It is official now for Jessica Shelton, though, winning the first duel, getting a little cash prize there, and that will put Jessica to the bottom of row number 2 officially, and Jovan Anderson will be second. But man, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of sorting out to do here. And this was just the first race. We still got a whole another one of these to do.
Did we just have another car to get disqualified? I think we did. I think the 60 just got disqualified.
Barry Bone. What would he have done?
I'm not certain unless he passed a car under the yellow flag. It might have black flagged him when they crossed the line to take the checkers. So I think everything is unofficial right now. But it would seem right at this moment, John Foreman would have the final spot in the 500. But there's a lot of question marks here, guys.
I was gonna say, fancy that if Foreman got it. He was sideways across the finish line.
Oh, well.
What's
a race without a little controversy, right?
Well, yeah, that's a way to kick off the preseason, pretty much. We're gonna go back and see exactly what happened to the 42 to bring out the craziness causing caution.
Great job there by Jessica Shelton, though. Led every lap in this race. Would have been rolling off from, as you pointed out, the 3rd position if we hadn't had these duels based off of her qualifying time during pole day qualifying, and solidifies that 3rd position with the win tonight.
Yeah, we see the 42 spinning out there. Looked like just got a little bit too close there with, yeah, that was 26, as I misclick just about every single time. But that was, yeah, just a little bit too close for comfort as they were coming off of turn 4 there.
All right, so I believe that the 60 should not receive the penalty that he got. The reason he was disqualified was because he was behind the 8 and the 11 when they took the caution. With the 11 getting disqualified, the 11 did not get his position back, and so the 60 was disqualified for passing the 11 under yellow. So I don't think that Perry Bond should be serving that DQ.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, yeah, it's going to be an admin call at this point. Because whatever they say is going to go. Yeah, we're going to have a couple other looks at exactly what happened after the caution flew there. Just had a little company come in there, so forgive me for that. I'm just getting a bit caught up here. And then, yeah, it was the 11. I think the 8. Yeah, someone I think just wasn't quite ready for the stack of that was happening. And yeah, just a couple of nudges. Send him around. We'll show that to you guys here.
So right now, unofficially, the drivers that would be in the 500 with where they finished. And again, a lot of question marks of who is officially in or not would be Shelton, Jovan Anderson, Bangram, Watkins, Lockroad. That was your top 5. LaPrade, Luke, Collette, Moore, and Robertson was your top 10. Phil Parker, I don't think we talked about him hardly at all tonight. He started at the rear of the field, and he finished 11th. Pedro Lucas was 12th. And the ticker will show you the rest of the fishing results, because I believe the session just ended.
Yeah. Yeah, they just kicked it back. They're getting it ready for Duel 2 here already. Yeah, I'm looking at it myself here as it stands. I wish I had that dual monitor setup that you had. That would be nice to have right about now. Officially 28 starters. And yep, the ticker has now reset itself anyways, though. That's pretty much going to be it on that. But yep, we're getting everything set and ready to go for duel number 2. Seth, I will let you get out there and practice. Best of luck to you, and thank you for joining me here, and also for, of course, helping get some of these graphics up and running. Again, maybe we'll just make a little tweak then, so that we can try to make it so that we can see the lap counter down in the corner.
Sounds good. Yeah, keep knocking on wood. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
I'll do it a few more times for you. Go get them.
Thanks.
User left your channel.
Oh man, good to have him back. But now, Joe, it's just you and me. Thoughts after that first duel? I mean, after that, it was the very first lap under green. We had a wreck, and then after that, I would call it pretty much green almost the entire way through there. Thoughts on the first duel?
Yeah, I mean, we all thought it was going to be the crazy duel after that first lap wreck. We had many cars get involved in that, but they all, minded their P's and Q's and lined up, and they only wrecked right at the white flag. I mean, they were literally seconds away from getting to the white flag before that yellow came out. So hopefully this next duel can be just as calm for the drivers. But sometimes it doesn't work out like that. Obviously, as you mentioned, this one's gonna be at night. So we'll see how that plays into it. What's the grip difference in the track? I think these Duel 2 drivers, they might look to put on a show, but hopefully not at the expense of their 500 spot.
Exactly. Yeah, let's see. We'll go down the list of drivers that are locked in, who are in this duel. We got Randall Coleman, of course. We'll be starting on the front row. Then also Oscar Ramos, Greg Lavelle, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Joshua Myers are all locked in. And then, of course, Thomas Philbrick locked in as well. And they will all be participating here tonight. Along with, of course, a myriad of others who will be looking to try to make it in. Of course, if they miss tonight, of course, you got a long season ahead. Trying to get it back going, which I will mention, quite a few cash prizes up for stake throughout the season, especially to those who are going for points, going for championships. It's going to be a long but fun season, and I'm looking forward to bringing it to you guys, of course, along with JTN, and of course, hopefully having a good myriad of different people to join me for this one, which, Joe, hopefully you'll be able to make a few more of these. It's great having you again. I missed you.
Yeah.
I missed you a lot.
I forgot how much I missed doing. It's been a while since I've done any form of NR commentary, so I forgot how much I missed online. Online's fun. So it's so unpredictable. They don't just shuffle.
Oh yeah, shuffling. Not as exciting. Of course, referring to offline racing. Meh.
Yeah.
Kind of went through that, but yeah, now you've got or just wrapped up your third season of your BeamNG Monster Jam series. Had a lot of fun watching that. To everyone watching, go check out Joe Rutt with 5 zeros at the end. Subscribe, show him some love. Check out his Monster Jam stuff. He's done some NR stuff as well.
Too much NR stuff sometimes.
Switching it up. Is that why we're doing Monster Jam now?
Yeah, that was actually an idea me and Bardo had. Some summer, we just had an idea one night. We were like, "What if we did this?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Hey, I'd say it worked out perfectly. That was a lot of fun to watch.
A lot of fun to do. It's different, But
Yeah.
I'm glad to be back with NR because I kind of missed it.
Yeah, I missed having you. I mean, the first stream I ever did online, you were a part of it.
Really?
Oh
Never
yeah,
knew that.
the TDR at TDR at Martinsville.
Yeah.
You can go away in the chat. Be gone. Yes. You know you've made it. You know you've made it when you get spammers like that. That's when
Yes.
you know you've made it.
You start getting the bots and whatnot. That's when you
yeah.
know.
Let's see, did anyone fall for clicking on that link before I got rid of them? Let me know how it came out. No. That is a great bot, let me tell you. See, Joe gets it. Joe knows what's up.
Ugh.
But man, that was Actually,
Man,
come to think
yeah.
of it, I wonder if Jessica is still here. I'm not seeing her.
She's gonna have a celebration. She's like, all right, cool.
$5,
Every lap.
let's do it. And yeah, every lap.
Yep.
After Dixon had his issues, yeah, she just ran with it. So all the credit to her.
You know, like that's the one thing whenever you get to, a Daytona race and it has duels, right? The worst place to qualify is third and fourth. Because you basically have to win the duel to keep that spot.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she did it.
Yeah, she started on the outside for that duel and was able to hold on to it. So it held her starting position. So all the credit there. Yeah, I'm just reading through the chat here.
User entered your channel. User left your channel.
Speaking of the other Joe, popped in there. I mean, you can hop in here if you want to say hello to the folks. Where'd you go? Oh, there you
Get a Joe takeover in here.
are. Hey, there was no one better than Joe. Take your pick on to which one I'm referring to. Because the answer is yes. I'm pretty sure it's a bot. I know someone's probably going to tell me not to acknowledge it, but it's funny. I'm just checking on some of the names that we got here for this race. A couple big ones. We got Craig Meyer on track here. There's good pastor Blaine Donlin. Good to see him out there. Number 4, Zach Kristowski. Big name here at Fast. Also runs the Fuel Racing League, which is kind of a subsidiary.
The bot is back and it loves your content.
Seth out there. There's Sean Fredericks. And the bot is certainly having fun with me. And unfortunately, I only have one moderator. And they are in the other room right now. So, let's see. Here. Other Joe. Toe, that is. Have fun.
Take care of it.
Take care of it. You are mod. And hello to Optimus. Yes, I see what you were saying. Yeah, we're just having fun here. There's Nick Gunther and Matt Stern. Mike Coolong out here. Great to see him out here from over at the Bomb Squad Racing League. Great to see. Yeah, guys just from all over. Bomb Squad, NNSCRA. Of course, Fast Fuel. RTG even. I'm seeing guys from just about everywhere because, I mean, with NR, I mean, sure, you can run just about anywhere you want to, but there's a lot of guys that generally, like, they'll find their place that they like to run, and you'll see them mostly there. I think that this is probably the most diverse I've seen an NR race in a long time. So awesome to see. We also got Tyler Mallon, well-known driver here. Of course, from IMRC, Mellon Car. To anyone who knows that, there's Keith Patton. Drivers locked in, Joshua Myers in the 68. And Michael Collins out here as well in the 06. I know that y'all probably can't see this right now. We're just kind of in practice, so we're just chilling. Kind of in a little intermission here. Recovering from some of the craziness that was the end of that duel there.
Yeah, my head still hurts. Trying to process everything that happened. Who's DQ'd, who's not.
Yeah, who's
who
actually
wrecked.
in and who's not. We're still kind of up in the air on some
Yeah.
of them.
I'm sure they'll do like an official review later, but they're like, we
Yeah.
have to start this next race, guys.
Yeah, it's 10:15 here on the East Coast, so
Nightfall came quickly
yeah,
upon Daytona.
yeah, as you can see there. But yeah, of course we got the bot still in there. Bots deserve rights too. Well, it depends on the bot. Again, I've got JTN on moderator duty. I had a ton of mods for a while, and then I got rid of them because I didn't think I needed them. And now that I'm, yeah, it's like I said, you know that you've made it when you get bots like that. I actually had a couple of them pop in earlier, but they weren't like that.
I'll be honest, I don't think I live stream enough to have bots come into my live chat, but whenever you get them in the comments and they're like, awesome video, love your content, I'm like, thanks, bot.
Thank you, person I've never seen before. I know I'm not going to click that link that is supposed to gain me 10,000 subscribers.
Or go to something for pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of them are anymore.
Yeah. They feel the need to put the most absurd emojis possible.
User joined your channel.
Which is hilarious. Hey, there's the Joe rave. Now we're here.
I figured we could make it a Joe and Joe show.
The Joe and Joe show. I'll just step out here now. You guys have
Joe
at it
squared.
No, no.
now. I mean,
But you guys just saw a great Duel 1, huh?
Oh my gosh, that was cool. Kind of seeing what everyone was gonna do there, and now just making fun of inappropriate bots.
Yeah.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
you gotta, this is a little bit of downtime here, like 10-15 minutes before they get racked back up for Duel number 2, so.
You're just in a little intermission, just hanging here, chilling out.
Figured I could come help you spice up things.
I mean, hey, if you want to hang for Duel 2, feel free.
Okay. Well, no. It's your show. You guys are doing a great job, and I'm glad it seems like people have come out in force tonight to give you guys some support. You're doing a great job as always. And
I can officially say that this is the highest viewership I've ever had, ever.
Hey, and it'll keep going up too. That next gen spike helps.
Oh my gosh, I think the promotion that you did, which thank you for that. Of course, honestly, it's really an honor and a privilege to be able to do this series alongside of you. Yes, I'm trying to give you a big head, but
Hey, listen, if Bristol and I we're in the new car market, so I'll just start taking that into account, how big my head's getting by the new car. But yeah, I mean, you guys got the duels tonight, and you're gonna have probably about 20 high 20s of these races, right? So
yeah, most likely.
majority of the schedule here, I think people are going to want to make sure that if they're going to keep up to date, they're going to want to make sure they come over here to Top Dragster on YouTube and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, I mean, I could even okay. This is just kind of funny. I'm really not worried about subscriber numbers, but I did notice that even just as soon as I posted the link to the Facebook group and you started promoting it, I gained 5 before I even started the stream.
That's what I'm saying. It helps, and it's the guys here at Fast. All these guys in NR, they are the best when it comes to kind of giving us as streamers that little bit of support, right? So, you doing this, I know it means a lot to them. Obviously, doing this, and you're gonna be able to talk with them throughout the year, get those stories and whatnot, and build that rapport with whoever's in the booth with you, because that's always fun to watch and see the gelling happen. And you guys have done a fantastic job. I know you had Seth up here for the first duel, and I know he did a lot of. I saw the test stream earlier today too, getting you guys set up and stuff, and it's fantastic to see. I always like to see it.
Hey, just at the end of the day, my number one goal: have fun and get the word out about NR online racing. That's all I can do.
That's the mission, right?
Yeah, I mean, like 3-4 years ago, I was Mr. Offline, doing offline series with the AI. That was interesting. It had its moments, but
Them AI make it mad, man.
yeah. Joe Rutt, that is. Dare I mention that one Bristol race?
The one where I threw some pens, threw my phone onto the desk, crumpled up the name paper. That one.
Uh, while you were recording it.
While I was recording it, I literally got so tired of it. I started looking at my phone. Then they did something stupid, so I was like, I'm done with this.
So that sounds like the AI on some tracks, and
Yeah.
that's why watching real people is way more entertaining.
Yeah, they're normally not bad like that. They
Yeah.
know how to take a corner and get off the corner. They don't need any like line modifier to make it work.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I just watched Nick Gunther throw a legitimate block on RJ Bishop.
Yeah,
So,
that wouldn't happen.
yeah, that would never happen. They would, and on any super speedway, they would always just run the standard oval line, going to the outside, cutting to the inside. It was cycle racing. It was predictable. So
Yeah.
this is way more fun. Which thank you, Joe, other
Yep.
Joe, for that. Yes, you now have mod duties. Thank you for that.
I clicked on those 3 little dots and I was like, oh man, he's giving me a little more power than I was bargaining for.
Right. Yeah, how's that? You went from letting people mod for you to now you are the mod. So have fun with that.
I like getting those little power rings on my hand, right? Eventually I'll collect all 5 and be able to snap half the world out of existence. Or 6, sorry, 6. No, is it 5 or 6?
I honestly don't know. I am very
Space time,
uncultured.
reality, power, soul. It's 5. Anyways, no, it's 6. It's 6.
It
It's
is 6, okay.
I'm forgetting one.
Just as long as you're not going to enter the phase of banning literally everybody from the chat, because I had a moderator do that years ago, just because he got mad.
Listen, those power trips that people go on. But Joe, I gotta ask you, as a fellow Joe, what do you think the biggest change? Because we've all probably done our little fair share of offline stuff, and Andrew, you can answer that too. But biggest change from offline to online. I know you talked about the online guys. Obviously they do a better job about taking a corner, but I feel like with the online guys, you got to start caring about, like, you don't want to hurt those relationships with drivers. You don't want to say anything that might rub them the wrong way, but you also have the duty to be honest to the fans watching at home.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it's actually a person driving it. Normally, if you do offline, it's just like someone signs up. They're not actually driving it. So, like, you say, like, oh, so-and-so messed up, but it really wasn't so-and-so messed up. It was just the AI was stupid. so, like, it's different in a way that you're actually critiquing someone. That's the unique part of it, and that you actually don't want to, like, if you do an offline league, you just be like, oh, this person did a dumb. But, like, you don't want to be that mean to someone
Right.
online. You want to be like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was something else. And you kind of give them the benefit of a doubt. But in offline, you literally are just like, oh, you messed up. What an idiot.
Yeah, because the AI are, well, as we just said, are well known for being kind of dumb, depending on where you go.
Also, in online, normally people don't call it rigged.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
You can't, like,
Crazy.
change ratings or anything, so...
Yeah.
It's crazy how randomly, like, your best friends will be winning your offline league races, right? It's crazy how that happens. Right? I mean,
Hey, that doesn't happen with me.
And Joe Toriansky has won every single race this season.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I'm just that dang good.
My mind powers are controlling the AI perfectly.
Yep.
Right. But
I just got the call
yeah.
from Randall Coleman that we should be good to go here in just a couple minutes.
Well, I think that's my cue to leave you guys to it. Again, guys, fantastic job as always. Excited to watch these races when we're not broadcasting on our end on Sunday nights. And remember, folks, you can tune into JTN on February the 20th, same day as Daytona 500, to catch the main event here to open up the Renegade Cup Series for the Fast Racing League 10th year edition. Again, but Andrew's going to have you covered for most of the year, so you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed right here. Top Dragster, youtube.com.
Oh, yeah.
Top Dragster. You got to get it. And you got to tell them to like and subscribe, okay? Because sometimes they forget, and you don't want them to forget. Like, I forgot. And I was like, oh, crap, I got to make sure I'm subscribed because I don't want to miss a second of any of the action, Andrew. But, again, Andrew, Joe, fantastic job in Duel number 1. I can't wait to hear Duel number 2. I'm gonna go pop some popcorn, sit back, relax, and watch this thing. Thanks for allowing me to break open the door with my spare keys here in the booth in Daytona.
Hey, no worries, and hopefully you don't have to do too much banning of people trying to apparently show you a good time.
hey, not my kind of good time, but there's someone out there. But
we're showing them a good time here. They don't need to
that's right. Yeah, this is the only good time you need.
But guys, best of luck to you, and again, thanks for allowing me to pop in here.
Hey, thank you, Matt. You can join the booth anytime. Appreciate you.
Just barge in. You have the key.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
User left your channel.
Go show Johto Network some love. I mean, even outside of doing this league, and Joe and Ricky Collette, Tommy Bordeaux, they do a great job over there, streaming a number of other leagues. Go show them some love. It is really well deserved. I will never beat their quality or a friend's quality, that's for sure.
See, this is nice where like the networks are coming together.
Oh yeah, soon enough it's gonna be what JTRN FRN maybe. Even though the TRN doesn't really exist, but it does, but it doesn't. It's complicated. It's just
like
Top
that
Dragster
song.
now. That's all it is.
That Top Dragster Racing Network.
Yeah,
The TDRN.
The TDRN. Oh yeah, there you go. I mean, hey, that's what TRN was, the Top Racing Network.
Yep. We just put the D in to differentiate from.
Anyways.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend you didn't say that.
No, the bot will like that one.
Yeah. So, Thomas, if this is too much, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't help myself. Again, any feedback is always welcome from everyone watching. Try to keep it as PG as I can, but I couldn't help but laugh at that. Yeah, we should be getting the go-ahead here pretty soon. My guess would probably be 10:30. Seeing a number of other guys get in here. I'm seeing Michael Murata out here on track in the 55. Good to see another fast regular. Oscar Ramos there, a driver who's locked in. Just kind of cycling through here off camera. Seeing who's who, the what's what. I will be interested to see if the night version maybe drives a little differently. Who knows, maybe a little more gripped up or even maybe a little more slippery. Sometimes it can go either way. I've definitely seen that over in IMRC before.
Yeah, we'll see if it helps create maybe multi-groove racing. They have more grip, handles better. They might want to make it work on the top. Who knows?
Maybe the top side will be a little more able to show its hand a little bit more. I'm also seeing William Page here in the 5. Really well accomplished fast driver. A couple new names. Brian Lavelle, brother to Greg. Greg is locked in. Brian is not. So we'll see maybe if there's a little sibling help, perhaps, between the 043 and the 088. Yes, there are some triple-digit numbers in this series.
Love triple-digit numbers.
I mean, yeah, I could tell by... Whoops, sorry, bumped the microphone. I could tell by Mr. 324 there. And Mr. 719, so I'm not much better.
What am I?
You just jumping like something random.
I'm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I picked. I'll be honest.
Apparently the 324 from what I've seen.
Sounds good to me.
That'll work.
Yeah, I don't know if I even picked anything. I could just be the default thing for the mod.
Probably I think default was number one,
Probably
which
makes sense. Like most mods.
yeah,
Love being Steve Park.
yeah. Or depending on the mod, sometimes the 86 you can get to be good
Yeah,
old Fred Jones,
Yeah,
the true
love
legend
Fred
himself.
Jones. I drove that car for one race in a series that I did for one race, never did again.
Never did.
I was gonna do like an offline career mode.
And then decided nope.
I did it for the Daytona 500, and then never did anything after that.
Never did it again.
Nope.
You ever considered trying one of these online races yourself?
No, I'm not that talented.
No.
Nah. I'll leave that to the professionals.
Fancy you're calling me a professional. Looks like we're kicking it forward here. So probably what they're going to do is that they're going to have Randall Coleman go out there so that he can start at the front.
Yep.
And then that would probably be it. Again, probably same deal. Guys running a couple laps to get themselves situated.
Hopefully no half spins.
Yeah, no half spins this time. Again, that was bizarre. I really do not think that caution should have been thrown.
Yeah, I've had cars like sitting backwards and offline. It's not a caution. So.
well, that's offline. What is?
That's offline, but same game mechanics, kinda.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all up to. It's completely up to the game. I've seen cautions thrown for weird things.
Yeah, I've seen cautions thrown for nothing.
I've been on. I've even seen debris cautions. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Debris cautions are a thing. Fancy that. I've been on the receiving end of spinning right in the middle of the pack in an online race, and it was in-game cautions, and the caution said, "Nope, you're out of luck, buddy."
Sucks for you.
Yeah. Good to see Code Luigi and one of the main proprietors of the series as well, James Moore, there in the chat. Good to see you.
Good old Code Lucky.
Yeah, Code Lucky, yep. Roger Ray, or Aiden Lacasse, as he's now known in online racing. Hoping all is going well over there in Melon Car and soon to be IMRC once they get their stuff going again. I will not be broadcasting at season this time around. Instead, I will be on and off racing, kind of as a reserve driver in case someone needs a replacement. I don't even know if that's allowed in this series. Probably not.
They wouldn't let you race because you'd win the championship by too much.
Oh, come on. I mean, no. Well, you remember Brandon Hawkin? Kinda?
Yes.
Oh, he'd take every championship imaginable. That's all there is to it. Hi, Brandon. We miss you. If you're out there, if you're watching this.
You're out there somewhere.
Out there somewhere and probably able to get into, like, the NASCAR iRacing League at this point. Carter! Yo!
It's another person I know.
Another familiar face. I gotta get you in the booth here maybe for one of these races. I'm doing a lot of races this season, so I got a lot of people that I gotta try to get up here.
The TDRN paid good money to get these races.
It is my firm objective to not do any of these races alone.
Always someone here.
Go eat your pudding. Here's a callback. Again, just getting the things situated here. Randall getting his lap here. He'll be starting first for this race. Duel number 2.
That's a blistering lap.
Yeah, 1 minute 10. Yeah, just had to turn any kind of a lap that would have worked. Again, the drivers locked in are Coleman, Oscar Ramos, Greg Lavelle, Jeff Goodpaster, Joshua Moyers, and Thomas Philbrick. They have nothing to lose here tonight. just going for starting position, of course, aside from Coleman, driving the number 9. Good to see the Kiani Ator. I believe that is Nathan Kiani. Hey, if we want to do every race, we'll find a way. Again, it's every Sunday, starting February 20th. With some exceptions, of course. JTN going to be doing some select races, of course, starting at Daytona. Doing a number of different things. I see Allie's also stepping up for looks like Watkins Glen probably.
We'll have radio style.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have oh man, someone in the bus stop, someone in what would that be? The end of the carousel maybe. Yeah, Joe, maybe I'll put maybe I'll put you there. I don't know, would you want to be in like the Dale Jr. position where he was at like the second to last corner? Is that where he was? I don't remember.
Dale Jr. would have been in the bus stop in the carousel.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Burt was in 6 and 7.
Ah, okay.
Or whatever you want to call it, 9 and 10, 10 and 11. I don't know. They call it 50 different things.
Yeah, depends on the layout.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it felt good to see you in chat there, my man. I'll go ahead and get the overlay back up and running here, so that you can see the wonderful action before you. Number of guys taking to the track here. Again, always like I say, I welcome feedback. I know that I have to get the lap counter visible on the bottom. That will be adjusted for the next time. I think I know how I can fix that. I just have to do it properly. Now that I think about it. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind, Allie. Joe, first having you here a couple times. And if I can somehow pay enough money to get the other Joe in here, we'll try that.
Pay enough money.
I mean, JoJo has the spare key, so
Yeah.
they'll do whatever they want. Yep, there's Seth, trying to make it into the race. Probably learned a thing or two being up here in the booth. Driver number 66 now. Of course, you got Kristowski there. There's Matthew Stern, driving the number 40. Yeah, how about that? You pretty much have 2 different eras of Sterling Marlin cars right there, nose to tail.
That is, yeah.
The 4 and the 40. And then you got Michael Collins there. First time seeing him out on the racetrack. There's Murata. Jim Black, number 86. And then there's the driver that's locked in there, Oscar Ramos. Oh, excuse me. In his familiar Vodafone colors. What's there? It is a. Is that a? What's the first name there? Damien, number 6. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? I can't see it either.
You have to check the driver list there. Again, it's gonna take me maybe a race or two to fully get used to all these names. There's Sean Fredericks, another guy who. Oh, I'm so sorry. Another guy who makes the rounds there. It's late for me. I'm usually winding down, going to bed by now. But hey, would I much rather be doing this? Absolutely. Don't know if that was on purpose, but Tyler Mallon just went for a slide there in 3 and 4. It was probably on purpose.
Federico?
Federico.
Federico.
We'll go with that. Again, anyone who knows if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please tell me. And yep, we got Joe Runtkowski up here, who I swear could. What was that joke? You were Carter's dad at one point?
They might have been.
I think that may have been a thing.
Many jokes of me and Carter.
And then the other Joe, Toyansky, is Johto Network right there. Go subscribe to him. He's awesome. He does awesome, way better streams than me. Maybe I can learn a thing or two. Yep. Federico Damien there, number 6. Also Vodafone. A number of international drivers going to be running throughout the season here. That's always cool to see. I'll get my yawning out of the way now.
You won't be on during this race.
No, I won't.
Whenever they're pack racing 4 wide.
Oh yeah, I mean it came down to kind of single file there in that duel, but I think that was just because everyone knew that they were pretty much locked in. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am going to get legitimately confused as to who's Joe who.
There's too many Joes.
I'm going to refer to one of you as Joe Mama. How's that sound?
Sure. Whatever you want.
We have kicked into the race session here, so we are getting ready to go here for duel number 2 at Daytona. Again, you'll see 38 laps down there in the counter. The aim is 35 proper race laps. The first 3 laps here are going to be them getting situated as far as the starting order for where they did their single car qualifying. So where they stacked up is how they're going to line up, just like, of course, in real life. Life. Oh my god.
You have been having trouble with vowels tonight.
Well, what happened there was that I read the chat and saw, oh shucks, and then I got that
Combined.
mixed into my sentence there.
I do that all the time, though. I start like thinking of a word I'm gonna say, and I mix it with the word I just said.
Yep. Now you see third place missing there. I think that's supposed to be me, because of the lotto cue. So, again, it's you're gonna see Randall Coleman starting first for this race. I believe the first few spots are going to consist of Coleman, and then Oscar Ramos to his outside. Greg Lavelle will be on the inside of row 2, and then Goodpaster, and then Moyers, and I think Philbrick, but I could be wrong on that one. So they'll take the green flag, and then they're going to get all situated here.
You know, I like the wing. I like the wing number 9 paint scheme. Number 9 has wings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course Randall always been running his Hooters colors for probably as long as Fast has been a thing. 10 years of the Fast Racing League with a brand new mod, teaming up of course with FCRD. James Moore also playing a part in this. Probably Fast's biggest season that there is. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. We had a great race there. And its drama and its crazy moments there for the first race. We'll see how this one goes. English, do I speak it half the time? No, I don't. I speak absolute gibberish. And I'm throwing away a top 3 so that I can bring this stream to you, lovely people. And that's just how I'm digging it.
In-car broadcast.
Yeah. I mean, Blaine Donlin does that all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if he is doing that right now to his YouTube channel, which I cannot remember the name of for the life of me at the moment. So you see everyone getting sorted here. Number 50 there on the outside. Again, another. I mentioned this in the first duel, and I'm saying it again in the second one. Some awesome paint schemes here. These guys doing a phenomenal job. And again, a little
10.
mix.
That number 10 is nice.
Oh yeah, Craig Meyer. And Sean Faye's 13. That Pepsi car looks amazing. Always dig Tyler Mallon's Intel car.
I like the Coors Light car, putting the can right behind the number.
Oh yeah, that's probably Matthew
Number
Stern.
40. Yeah.
Yep. Again, a couple guys sticking with the classic, like the 81 there with the number placement. But mostly guys going with the new tradition of putting it forward. It's like I was saying earlier, I know it has some mixed feelings. But I was actually talking to Seth earlier, who does paint cars fairly regularly, and he said that as a painter, it gives you a whole new level of creativity, that you have all this space now that you have to work with, that you can do whatever you want with it. So for scheme designers, it is going to allow them, I think, a lot more freedom as well to produce some pretty crazy and awesome schemes and give them a little more freedom.
Yeah, I was, looking at the cars because I do like to see because it's a new concept. I like to see what designers are doing with them. And I was looking through them. I was like, oh, it's so cool to see the new design aspects that designers are coming up with, and the creativity behind all of it, as you mentioned. Like, there are some things I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about doing it like that.
Yeah.
For some paint schemes, but like they do it, and I'm like, oh my god, that worked out so well. So it shows that it doesn't necessarily matter where the number is. You can make it work as long as you design it around where that number is.
Yeah. And I can tell a number of guys, real life and here in Fast, have taken full advantage of that.
Yeah. As long as they use the space, it's fine.
And once again, we have another deal where the actual caution has flown.
Dang, they are.
I don't know if maybe they're slowing down too much. That might be it.
They could be going too slow on the racing line in it.
And it recognizes that as a hazard, so so it looks like pretty much got the same deal as the Duel 1. The game will be calling the green flag.
Well, I guess it's an official way to do it.
Yeah, and I also just realized, I think, of course you got your Chevys, your Toyotas, and your Fords. I think we have a Volkswagen in this race.
Oh man, do we?
Darren Ingram's the 24. I think that's what that is.
I think it is, yeah.
I mean, it's sponsored by Volkswagen, so what else would it be?
I think it is, yeah.
I mean, it could be maybe a Mercedes, but...
It's like a Volkswagen.
I'm seeing here from a distance. And I forgot to mention this in the first race. I do have to apologize for if the aspect ratio looks off. My laptop screen is very small, and I need to be able to see, of course, the game itself, but also chat and TeamSpeak and other notes that I have over to the right of my screen. So
you got a busy screen.
I have a very busy screen right now. Like, it's NR on the left and everything else on the right that I have to try to cycle through without it looking too awkward.
Oh.
Interesting.
50's pit.
Yeah, 50 has come down pit road here, so maybe that's just a voluntary act of like, you know what, I'm just going to play it safe here and drop back for now. I'm already locked in, so why not?
Or we could say the team forgot to fuel the car up all the way.
Or yeah, maybe that too.
They went, oh God.
We're in trouble now. But
Better
yeah,
come
that's
in.
going to move everybody up a spot here. A couple other guys look like came down pit road there. See the 69, that's Keith Patton. Good to see him there. The auto owners scheme there. There's Michael Collins. You see RJ Bishop. There's Mike Coulon, number 99. Guy that I've raced with a good few times here. Looks like he is playing the voluntary hang at the back strategy. He's letting everyone on pit road go past him. I mean, yeah, there is the unknown factor of how similar or how different this track is going to behave compared to the day version. Still CTS physics, so you're going to have that risk of checkups.
Yeah.
And which, of course, took out a couple guys from contention in the first race. Major heartbreak, of course, to Dale Cole, and I think that was Peter Smetana. Or no, that was Jacob. No, it was Peter. Yeah, it was Peter Smetana. I'm getting confused.
You remember, Seth looking at that wreck, he was like, that happened right where I'm going to start in my duel. So, like, what's his mindset, do you think, right? He's out there, he's like, all right, I know the wreck happened right around where I am at right now.
Well, I mean, I think that he also took the deliberate call of dropping.
Okay, so he's already, he said he was going to get out of Dodge, he's already done it.
Yeah, he's back there. Nick Gunther's back there. Patton's back there. There's Coulon and Ramos.
Oh yeah.
There's Brian Lavelle, the old
just
43.
coming off the road now. Maybe they put on some extra tape.
Yeah. I will make that note. This is fixed setup. This whole league is going to be fixed setup. Or this whole series, I should say. I think they also have a truck and Xfinity series that will be kicking off around the same time as the Daytona race itself. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that they are both open set, where you can tune your car however you want to. In this series, just like IMRC, and just like TDR way back when, all fixed. Everyone is running the exact same package. You cannot make any adjustments. Except for your steering ratio. That is the only thing that you can change.
If you don't like how it feels, too bad.
Yep. I think I've only done 2 open set races ever.
Was it weird the first time you got into one? You're like, oh, wait, I can do these things.
Yeah. Well, the issue with those is that fast is loose and on the edge of out of control.
Yep.
And boy, let me tell you, I've passed that limit way too many times.
You have to find the limit, and all the time, I feel like people will go over that limit.
I mean, hey, that's what you gotta do to win those races against guys like who can actually hang on to it. And sometimes you go over a line that you just can't hold on to it. I know I've definitely been there. I think everyone has been there. It's a learning curve. But with fixed set, it's a learning curve just to how to drive the set, how to save your tires the best on tracks obviously outside of Daytona. Which I will also mention that for the season. Outside of tonight, they will have a limit on how many sets of tires they can use. It's going to be 5 in total, including the set that you start on. So you basically have... You could basically make 4 pit stops for tires. Of course, fuel only. Then, you save the set. I don't know what the rule is as far as if you take 2 tires. If that counts, then you still have the other 2. Because I ran in a league that said that if you took 2 tires, that counts as a set. So that can vary from place to place. We have taken 1 lap to green here. So we'll be officially taking the green flag. This will be a 33 lap race. With Randall Coleman and Greg Lavelle on the front row. A couple of guys who know a thing or two about plate racing.
Yeah, so I'm wondering here, these drivers saw what happened in Duel 1. What's the strategy going to be, right? They saw, people jump into the bomb early. It caused that stack. Going into turn 3, it caused that wreck. Will the drivers towards, the mid-pack and the back be a little bit more mindful if they start seeing guys drop down? Maybe start, maybe giving room halfway down the back stretch. We'll have to see if they learned, if that even happens. Or are some people going to try and make the top work? I mean, we'll have to see how this all plays out here. Or half a lap to green.
Yeah, I'm seeing looks like about 25 drivers are going to be taking the green here. Same rule should apply. Should be about 14 drivers that should be able to get in there. So it looks like the cutoff would roughly be around, probably around where Darren Ingram and Brian Lavelle are, because they are directly behind Thomas Philbrick, who's locked in, being one of the admins and of course one of the head creators of this mod, along with, of course, the team and FCRD there. Again, credit to all you guys. I would say your hard work has really paid off here, and it shows.
Yep.
And it is really an honor and a privilege to be able to do these races. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the season. Joe, are you excited for this race?
Oh, I'm thrilled. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here.
Here we go, duel number 2, the second race of 2 on the evening. We're underway.
That push on the bottom already, the 33. Shoving the 9. Looks like the 088 on the outside actually got a better jump.
Yeah, and then, look at that. Goodpaster kind of dropping back there. Josh Moyer's right behind the 088, so we'll see what that gap is going to do now that the 9 has a little bit of a gap between him and the car behind him.
Pushing on the outside, the 33 now getting to the 9, so he should be able to push him. He's back with the car on the outside and possibly clear in 3 and 4. We'll have to see here. He is clear. 33 trying to come with them.
33 getting close to getting clear there, but the 088's going to get the run off exit, but Coleman's going to hold on to it for now. There's William Page, the third car on the inside there. 33 not quite clear and a little bit iffy there with the 5. But that outside, a car on the wall. That was the 6. Federico Damian struggling to hold on to it there. Probably gave Jim Black a a heart attack right in front of him there.
Gave
Yeah,
me
he's
a
going
heart
to bail
attack.
out there down to the inside. That outside was holding well until that happened. Now they're just 3 cars, really. Sean Fay behind those 2. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now if they're going to just play the same strategy like the last duel of, well, you know what? We were able to keep it clean. Everyone in that pack was able to go through. Of course, after things happened there. But, ooh, we can see some defensive driving there. You're not allowed to block.
Oh!
But you can defensively drive. And Good Pastor's going to say, hey, thank you very much for the inside line. I'll take it.
Hey, he's one. All right, I guess you'll move up with me, and I'll move down to the bottom. And he's gonna try and clear the 9 here, but the 9's gonna get a nice push from the 5 on the outside. There's 4 cars lined up nose to tail up there. They're gonna try and push clear this 33 as it's double file all the way back.
Yeah, this is already like way more competitive on the outside line compared to the first duel. Good job there to Craig Meyer pushing the inside right now. William Page pushing the outside. But taking that one, Coleman does lead from the outside. Looking to maybe try to get clear of the 33, and if he does, we'll see if he cuts down or if he's going to be content to hang it up there for now.
So far, he likes that outside. They have some good hope up there as well. There's 5 cars really up there that are nose to tail. The inside having a little bit more trouble in the corners because of the tighter radius. You can see up there that big run they have on the outside. The 9 is clear. The 5 almost clear. Not quite, but still staying up to the outside for the 9. Wants to try and help those guys.
Dicey right there. I mean, you saw how hard they were pushing going down the straightaway there. Even Greg Lovell on the tail of the 5, who was on the tail of the 9. And they're doing a much better job. Someone just blinked out there in the middle of the pack. Not exactly sure who that was. And I don't think that they have returned even.
Yeah, no, I think they're still out, so that could be...
Oh.
No, the 9 is...
And now, yeah, leader Randall Coleman, a little side warp there. That's going to possibly check up that outside a little bit. Of course, if it does
check
get...
up the inside.
Yeah. If it does get bad enough, of course, usually the standard courtesy rule in NR racing is if you're warping and you're in the middle of the field, you get out of the field and you drop to the rear where you're not going to cause a problem, because if you lag into a car, the physics will kind of recognize that as, oh, that's contact, and then next thing you know, you're warping, flying all over the place, your engine's dead, and that is not much fun. So, yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that 6, though. He is looking very, very unsteady. He's clipped the wall a couple times.
Yeah, he plowed into the wall of turn 4 that last lap. Kind of just got tied up into it. That's those are moments that you don't want to see as the car behind the 6.
No.
You're just like, you're there trying to push him forward. He gets, up into the wall. You're like, okay, I hope he doesn't slow down too much. And luckily so far hasn't caused any issues, but definitely could scare some people. So the front of the field might be scaring some people.
Oh boy, yeah, and that was Blaine Donlin behind the 6. Yeah, it seems like turn 3 and 4 is the trouble spot. As again the 6 gets in the wall, he gets off it in a hurry. Good avoiding job there by those guys. But lap 12 now. And Good Pastor able to lead that time. But man, they are still like, they're dead even, but instead of being just a little further back, it's for the lead.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. Is they're still side by side. They come up onto a lapper who has to be looking in his mirror going, how do I yield
what do I
to
do here?
this?
Still getting up to speed, although not sure what happened there. That's Zach Krastowski. That seems kind of unusual. He's on the inside here. This could get a little interesting.
They have to go 3 around him.
Oh man, on the outside, that's always a little more dicey.
Oh, the 6.
Keep it off the wall. The 6 hits it again. Good Pastor, though, has lost his drafting buddy, Craig Meyer.
The 10 really could not get by as well as the 33 did, and you can see how it's hurting that inside lane. You have another car come off pit road as well.
And that's Seth. So I'm not sure if maybe something happened there that we may have missed, because they shouldn't need to pit throughout this race. It's on 1X, so...
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah, something may have gone wrong there, but with that separation now, the outside has charged ahead. But that kind of leaves Randall Coleman now with a decision to make. Does he go back to the inside to try to defend that? Or does he stay to the outside where it's proven to be pretty savvy for him?
And that's a big decision too, because now the 3 behind him are clear. So at any moment, one of those 3 could say, I want to go to the bottom and leave him. So, and it looks like he is going to start dragging them back down slowly.
And that's exactly what he'll do. He'll take all 4 of them with him. That being Page, Lovell, and Moyers. And that's going to put Jeffrey Goodpaster now 5th. Sean Fay now leading the outside line in that number 13 Pepsi Chevrolet.
Yeah, so we'll see now. You know, the outside was working because it had, 4 really good guys up there really pushing each other hard as the 9 hit the apron. Oh. And the 5 is going to get to that was a moment and a half for our race leader right there. That could have been really bad if he did not catch that when he did.
Yeah, Jeffrey Coleman knows how to wheel it, and I think he used his skill there, although, oh boy, is that going to give the run down to the outside? Are they going to hang him out? Looks like Faye's going to pick him up there on the outside.
Probably the smartest thing to do in that moment.
Yeah. So now William Page to the lead, who also hits apron as well.
Oh.
Goodpaster going to bail out a line. But Lovell staying committed.
What is happening?
Oh, man. Yeah, this is... Jessica Shelton led every lap of Duel 1. We have now had 3 different leaders and a couple of crazy moments for said leader. So, and we're still green, though. We are coming to lap 16 of 38.
You got to knock on wood for that one?
Good idea. So Page,
the 5's still out there. We'll see if those 3, the 5, 088, and the 68, they're working pretty good together on the outside. So we'll see. Looks like they might stay committed here in the bottom, but if anyone dares try that outside a little bit up towards the front, see the 33 trying with the 9. At the moment, it's too spread out on the outside to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Lovell and Moyers are locked in. Page is not. And I do not believe that Craig Meyer is either. Matt Stern and a lot of those guys behind him are not locked in. We're seeing 3 wide here, though. That's Brian Lavelle on the inside.
Oh.
Tyler Mallon in the middle. Looks like they're going to settle it down to 2. I saw the 043 go below the yellow line. I'm not sure what the rule might be there.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy. I don't know if he really necessarily had room. Like, it looked like the 2 on the outside were kind of coming down as if he wasn't there. I don't know what the judgment's going to be on that, obviously, but it did look like it was getting a little tight there between those 3, as if some of them didn't know they were 3 wide.
Well, they kept it settled there, so keeping it clean. A little bit of warp in there, though, from the 043, something to keep an eye on. I see Jim Black maybe thinking about trying to go to the high side. Not going to be able to quite get up there with Goodpaster. But we will be 20 laps to go next time by. Which will be pretty much the halfway point. And credit there to the 6, now finding himself in 6th place, despite having some troubles there with the wall. I think maybe now he's found a home there on the inside.
Yeah, he's like, all right, the wall is definitely not the place to be, so let me just hug this double yellow as good as I can. But see the outside, 45.
RJ Bishop.
Oof, that was a moment as well. I mean, that apron unrelenting.
Yeah, the inside seems more unsteady maybe here on the night version. As we officially take 20 to go. Oh, Goodpaster!
Ooh, the 45 starting to come up. 33 is still up there.
Not sure if that was a bad bump. Someone else in the wall. That looks like the 72.
Yep.
Gets it off of there. We'll see if he's able to keep up with the draft.
45's blinking now.
Oh man, the 45. Yeah, he's blinked once or twice. Hasn't been anything too serious. But, man, the mid-pack getting a little interesting there. Randall Coleman has fallen back into that, going, no, get me out of here.
I was about to say that they were calming it down, but this last lap kind of changed that narrative for me.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, the mid-pack is still going at it. The front of the pack is calming. Well, maybe not because they're swerving all over. But
they're having a tough time keeping it steady there through that tri-oval. Again, that's why I say the night versions of Daytona seem almost more slippery. I've kind of noticed that in IMRC and seen it a little bit here as Goodpaster and Coleman are staying together there. You also got Tyler Mallon there, who I know is a driver that hates being anywhere other than the front.
Yeah, I mean, you get Malin back in the pack. He's gonna do anything he can try and get up there, whether it be start making moves towards the bottom somehow, or moving up to the top and then moving back down to the bottom to try and shuffle those guys out. He's gonna try and find a way to the front any way he can. Obviously, not starting that well, but he's trying to make his move on the outside. Now see the 45 going up there.
I've also seen the 24 of Darren Ingram at least peek up there a couple times, thinking, okay, maybe I can try to do something here, but he still had that gap on the inside, so he stuck with it. But now, yep, Bishop gonna lead the outside. And I will give credit to Darren Ingram. He started way toward the back, and now finds himself here knocking possibly on a top 10, or top 5 rather. Definitely cleanly locked in, as Philbrick now goes to the outside in the 23. A number of guys trying it, but they're just not able to get close enough.
Yeah.
Too scattered, and it's just not really working right now. And we're clicking off laps here. We're taking lap 22.
It doesn't help when the front 5, they're just, especially the front 3, they are locked, like cemented together. Like these guys towards the front, they're not really moving that much, like not, moving around any. They're kind of staying right with each other, nose to tail basically. There's very little daylight in between those front 3. So it just makes it hard to form an outside when you have guys on the inside performing that well together.
Yeah, I mean, you got very, very high experienced drivers there. It's, I think, now 68 just, I think, may have clipped that yellow
That was a
line
jinx.
there.
I didn't knock on wood before I finished my sentence.
Yeah, we're back down to single file here. I mean, we saw that outside doing really well as long as you can get the guys up there to do it. But right now, lap 23, it's 16 laps to go. And it's still William Page, Greg Lovell, Joshua Moyers, Craig Meyer, and Matthew Stern. The top 5 at the moment. Checking on through here. 66 and the 4 are working together there. Blaine Donlin has officially lost the draft. So as far as I can tell, as far as drivers that are locked in, I think Sean Fay should be okay, probably where he is, even though he's running 21st. But got a number of the guys that are locked in ahead of him. Really no one that's locked in is outside of this pack, so I think it's going to make things at least a little more comfortable for those behind them.
Yeah, make it simpler as well.
Yeah.
They don't have to start doing math in their head like, all right, there's this many people out of the draft that are locked in. What position now? It's just like, we're going to have to finish at this stage. But there's still a lot of time to go in this race. So definitely none of these guys are counting their chickens before they hatch. But you can see the outside starting to make a little bit of a resurgence as they got 5 guys up there and a 6th was looking. But
it's Ingram thinking about it. Malin leading that line, so you got some good experience there. Michael Morat is another experienced driver up there. And then, of course, you had the 2 that were dominating the 2 front lines there for a bit. Goodfaster and Coleman, and Thomas Philbrick behind them. So we'll see if they're able to make any headway. Looks like they are, slowly but surely. They're getting out of the outside of the 24.
And that's what it does. They start making
Oh,
headway.
look at
Now
this.
look at this. Yeah, you have drivers moving up in front. That only helps the outside, but now as you duck back down, that hurts the outside.
Yeah, just that little bit. I mean, now it's going to be Jim Black who's going to lead that outside. Ingram said, nope, I'm good down here. I'll keep it here. We're taking that 26. It is 13 to go.
But look at the run they have. I mean, just that
Duel
one car,
2.
then there you go.
And yep, now everyone's wanting in on the fun. Now it's Matthew
Yeah.
Stern going up there. Little side
So
loop
that's
there
what it
from the
does.
9.
You start getting momentum, and people see that, and they're like, all right, you know what? If this is working, if I go up there, then I could be the one that gets up there.
Oh no, if he doesn't get turned! Goes airborne as the 40.
And the caution's out.
Caution will fly. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a caution or not with the fact that they were kind of off the racing surface there, but the caution will fly. I think it's going to save the 40. And another guy who went around.
And the 4 and the 66 are about to lose another lap, so that really helps them.
Yeah,
Well, the 4 is already 6 down, but the 66 was only 1 down, so that saved him from going 2 down.
You know what? I think I just remembered. Remember that driver that we mentioned who may have warped out earlier?
Yeah,
It may have been the 4.
it may have been. That's why he's 6 laps down. But as you mentioned, that caution coming out, big break because the 6 and the 40, they both, kind of went down below the apron there. But I think the 40 was just enough on the track whenever he spun around first.
Yeah, and of
trigger
course
that
now
yellow.
that'll keep them in the lead draft as long as they didn't really hit anything.
And I don't think they
should
did.
be okay.
The 40 really only flew. That's
Yeah.
the only.
And even then, like, that usually doesn't result in too much damage.
Yeah, no, he landed it pretty well too. So I don't think anyone really has damage from that. I think it was just not a simple spin because the 40 flew, but
Yeah.
as simple as you can get.
Oop, that's a bad camera angle. Sorry about that. It looked like the 6 may have come up just a smidge. And that's probably
Yeah.
what resulted in that. And then the 86 tried to dodge it, and away they go. Yeah, the 40 does not hit anything. I don't think the 6 did either, by the looks of it.
No, the six actually kept it going straight, so he's perfectly fine as well. So I think both those guys, they're gonna be at the back, obviously, but they're gonna be in the lead draft most importantly.
And amazing that did not involve any other cars.
Yeah, that
So-
happened towards the front.
Yeah. And that is the first caution of the race.
hmm
And that was on lap 26.
That means we're gonna restart with under 10 to go.
Yeah, and
So-
that's gonna keep things pretty interesting here. Again, they don't race back until they take 5 to go.
Yep.
And it's going to be William Page in the race lead with Greg Lavelder is outside. And then you got Joshua Moyer still in 3rd, Craig Maya, and Jim Black will now be 5th. And Tyler Mallon, who was
Yeah.
quite a ways back there, that outside was really charging. He has made his way to 6th. Thanks to those moves. You got Brian Lavelle up there now in 7th. Michael Murata, Jeff Goodpaster, and Darren Ingram are the top 10. As it stands, I would say that the cutoff would be, let's see. You're probably right around where Coulong, Patton, and Fay are. Again, Seth was way better at keeping track of at that than me. So I'm just kind of winging it myself, so I do apologize for that. So, going to be under 10 to go here. And we saw what that outside lane was able to do for the better part of probably the first third or first half of that green flag run. If you get the right guys up there, you might be able to hold on to it up there, or maybe just, if you know that you're locked in where you are, if you finish there, maybe just try to find a way to the inside. I don't know, what would the strategy be there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting because the 5, 088, 68 were working so well together, all race. They have been lined up nose to tail, all 3 of them, I think, every lap. So, are they going to try and keep it like that somehow? Or are they going to, be in a free-for-all now because it's under 10 to go? And what are the guys behind going to do if they start to try and, get in line? Like, what's, 5th place going to do? 4th place, Tyler Mallon in 6th. There's a lot left to be unanswered here with what's going to happen on this restart. Is the 088 going to try and keep it on the outside, try and make that work? Or is he going to try and get down with the 2 people he's been working with all race?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 088 and the 68 are locked. The 5 is not.
Yeah.
Neither is the 10 or the 86. And I don't think Mallon is either.
So you're saying a lot of these guys were really maybe hoping that this didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I could sum it up in the fact that the 088 and the 68 are locked in. You have to go back to Jeff Goodpaster for the next guy who's locked in.
Okay, so that's like 6 or 7 positions you have to go back.
Yeah. So
there's a line of cars in there
Yeah.
that we're really hoping that would have stayed green because they were probably liking their shot, but now I have to wonder,
yeah,
who's
anything
going to be
could happen.
aggressive.
But that's also just it. Maybe are they just going to keep it clean and be like, okay, you know what, you're locked in, I'm locked in. Let's just where we're running right now. Let's just come on in line. Let's just run this thing out. Maybe, or they'll want the cash prize. There is that too.
Yeah, you have to wonder with, like you said, the cash prize, and then you have 2 drivers, second and third, that are locked in already. So they could be like, all right, I'll go for the money. I don't have anything to lose, while the 5, the 10, and all the others do. So
Yeah.
that could come into play as well.
I will say, keep an eye on the 9. I think that he's going to want to get his nose in up there somehow, some way before this race is out.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy after getting shoved back like he did, where he got, obviously hit the apron off turn number 2.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it. Once that happened, I don't know if Seth Cole got the free pass or not. I don't know what the free pass rule is in the duels.
Looks like he's still a lap down.
He's still showing a lap down. They might give him his lap. I know that you can't. I don't think you can add and take away laps under caution.
They could give it to him when it goes back green.
So there is that, and that's if that's even the rule. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see when they go. Obviously in a lap when they go back 8 to go, if they give him a lap or not.
Yeah, but games could be played here or just have at it. I'm not sure. I really have no idea. This is going to be very, very interesting.
I know outside third row could get exciting.
Knowing what Malin likes to do to get up there, we could see just about anything.
Yeah.
But again, Malin is good where he is right now.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't need anything more. And doesn't need to fall out either. That's the big thing. So,
exactly.
What is his mindset?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, of course, there is always the added benefit of track position come February 20th if you gain those spots. So,
yep,
a lot to weigh. It's going to be up to these drivers to decide what exactly they want to do.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I have a funny little feeling, though, that there's going to be guys wanting to go for that money.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But we'll see if maybe they want to wait. But we also saw what waiting did in the first duel. Yellow came out and they never had a shot. So
yeah, they stayed in a snake pretty much the rest of the way there. So, but yeah, Jessica Shelton leading every lap of that race. We've had a couple different leaders here, but the later portions here being dominated so far by William Page, car number 5. As we are taking the green flag once again, it is 7 to go. What's the strategy going to be?
So Seth did get his lap back.
So Seth's back on the lead lap there. Krastowski going to need a bit of a miracle here at this point. Going to need a number of drivers to wreck.
Could happen, but
oh boy. Oh, I'm actually surprised at that.
Yeah.
Craig Meyer deciding to cut down.
Yeah.
Not push the 088.
That is a little shocking. I thought that maybe he would have went with that because it would have, if the 088 clears with the 10, it puts him second instead of third. But I think he wants his position in the race.
Yeah, and I mean he's got a good one right now. But Malin is gonna push the heck out of that 088. 088, of course, a very experienced plate racer. We're coming now to 7 laps to go.
He's going for the lead. Remember, he's already locked in, so he can throw caution to the wind at this point. Just go for it.
088 is locked, but of course, with how closely they're pushing, it just takes one wrong tap.
Yep.
And that's it.
Especially, in a corner.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what happened in the first wreck of the first race. One little bump because of a checkup, and that was that. But my gosh, look at that outside line go. Greg Lovell almost clear.
Oh yeah, he is so close. Page gonna keep it to the inside for now, but I have a feeling on this next straightaway or two, he's probably gonna get clear on that outside.
Brian Lovell, a little bit of warp in there, but that settles down at least for now, and then the 088 blinks.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then that kind of stacked him up. It is 6 to go in duel number 2. Yeah, I think Malin backed off just a smidge.
Especially in the corner, yeah. He's fine pushing him on the straight if he's warping, but in the corner, that's a different story.
Yeah, that would be that would not be a fun day for anyone out there. if that were to happen. But I think he's clear now.
Yeah. Oh, he's
And
gonna move
he's
down.
gonna go down. Okay.
I didn't see that. I thought he was gonna stay with Malin.
But decides to go down there and get pushed by the 5. We are now at 5 laps to go. Blocking is still not legal for another 2 laps.
Wait, now we have to see, Malin we know is a good pusher. How about the car behind him? Can he try and push Malin up there?
That's Michael Murata. We'll see if the 55 can try to make something happen there. Again, also 55, another driver who is not locked. But the 5 going defensive. Oh my gosh.
Look at Malin trying to maybe shoot the middle.
Borderline block, possibly. But back to the lead goes Page.
Was a massive push down the backstretch. It's going to get Malin clear as well. That was amazing.
Man, that is awesome. We are now at 4 to go. They are 3 wide in the pack.
To the outside.
And Malin wants it.
He's side drafted him. Look at him getting him back there. He almost led that lap.
He's got the push from the 55, though. I think that's going to give him the advantage here if he's able to clear the 5. Don't think he is. He is not.
4 to go.
Oh, he got a bump.
And almost 3. The 24 backed off a little bit. Now the 33 and the 9 trying the outside, maybe. They're going to duck back in. Probably the smarter move. That hurt the outside.
Yeah, they fell back just a little bit, but can they regroup? Coming to 3 to go now.
And we know the 088's going to want to make the move.
Oh, yeah, but he's been doing a great job pushing the 5 throughout this whole time. Oh, it's getting a bit iffy.
Yeah, they're 3 wide back there, obviously, around the transfer spot. So there's going to be a lot of hard racing back there, which could lead to an incident and could end this race early. But now we're at the point, 3 to go. Blocking is legal now. And also you're racing back to the line at this point if a yellow comes out.
Racing back, yep, and having at it. But now the inside is starting to show its form. Josh Myers, that's a pretty familiar looking top 3 there on that inside line.
Yeah, it's back to basically how it was. The 10 also in 4th. That's how it was before the yellow came out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see, who's the first of the, if any, are going to move to the top of those front 4?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you see how quickly they're dropping like a rock. It's 2 laps now. And again, you got Lovell who's locked in, so probably going to try to go for it here. We saw Sean Fay warping toward the back of the pack. Again, I think right in that realm is where they should be okay. If you're starting to lose the draft at this point, you'll be getting a little nervous. Oh,
Look
man.
at the movement mid-pack as they start to move down, trying to get spots here. That really ruins the outside. So at the moment now, it's not going to be up to Malin and those that are leading the outside. It's going to be someone up here towards the front if they want to try and make a move for the win. You think about 2nd and 3rd, they're locked in. So even if they wreck, they're still in.
Brian Lovell jumping to the outside. They're trying something out there, but it is the white flag in the final race of the night. Who's going to make the move on Page? Is he going to bring it home for the money? That's going to be the big question mark. Or are they just going to be content?
Let's see here. I mean, you'd have to really start backing up if you want to try and form a run here. You can't stand his bumper and make the move. You have to get a little bit of a run going. We'll see if the 088 does anything with the 68 here.
Peeks to the outside. 5 blocks.
So far, everyone
Now they want to
maintaining.
make that work. How about Michael Collins? Look at this.
Yeah, maybe the 10, but the 06 shoots back to the inside.
Man, what a run by the 06. Massive job there. As long as they can keep it up there, but we are coming off of turn 4. Look at them, 3 wide.
The 088 to the outside.
The 088's got a push, they're going to crash.
And for the win.
Oh, into the wall, and it's the 5 of Page, and oh my gosh, look at that.
No.
Everyone just, it looks like an IMRC post-race wreck.
Yeah, that was, they were already wrecking before the line, then the rest of the field decided to join in after the line.
Wow. Carnage. That's all you can say there, but Page got it done to win it, so he will definitely be locked.
Yep.
I'm going to look at that finish here really quick.
Did it by just under half a tenth.
Wow.
Front 4 were within a tenth.
Just a little bit of a bad bump there from the 24 to the 06. That's what sent them around. And oh, yeah, the 5 kind of put him in the wall.
Yeah.
But, man, that was good stuff there. Of course, the 10 is going to be locked. with where he finished there. And then, yeah, just a whole lot of craziness behind them there. But, man, that is an exciting finish there if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that whole last lap was so intense watching, some runs form. We obviously saw some drivers jump to the top and then back to the bottom, and man, and then coming off 4, that was crazy.
Yeah, everyone
The
was just
06
like, hey, we're going for it now. We're just going to stay flat out. And I don't think there was anyone that didn't wreck.
Yeah, once you see the checker flag waving, it doesn't matter if there's a car spinning up the track. You're staying in it because positions are on the line, and we saw that with the 06 obviously spinning, and
Yeah.
chaos is all I can say.
Thank you, Carter. But man, that was exciting stuff, and especially a photo finish there. Look at between 68 and 10. But man, that was fun stuff. I don't know. Would you call that the more chaotic of the two?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it may not have been more chaotic in terms of the wrecking, but in terms of the racing, definitely the more chaotic.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun there. And yeah, I'm gonna probably get wrapped up here. I need to get going to bed here. But man, that was a lot of fun.
That was amazing.
A little precursor for what we got throughout the season. Of course, the main event that for the races that you saw here taking place on February 20th. Definitely go check out JTN Johto Network to see the full race. Of course, check back there for the races that we will not be doing here on Top Dragster. But for those, just keep it tuned. I'll be, of course, sharing the links wherever I can to make sure everyone is able to check it out. But congrats to William Page and Jessica Shelton on the wins tonight. Congrats to everyone who was able to make it into the duels. And best of luck to everyone come February 20th. Thank you, Joe, once again. Thank you to Joe Troyansky for the promotion. Thank you to Seth as well for helping call the first race and then also to help getting the graphics up and running. And I will see everybody on February 27th for first race over here on Top Dragster. Until then, though, thank you everyone for watching. It was a blast. Take care.